What's going on, guys? It's Dave from Ghetto Van Adventures, and Warren is running the camera today. Say hey, Warren.
Hey.
We got a 2002 Toyota Corolla, and we're going to do an oil change on it. It's pretty simple. Let's get at it. Okay, there's the front of the car. Here is the oil pan. I hope everybody can see that. And all this is a 14 mil. Actually, I think I put that around. 14 mil. And so get your oil catch can, put it underneath it, and that's now there's a washer that comes off with this. So make sure you get the bolt and the washer, because if it falls in there, you'll have to get either a new washer if you're not replacing it. And there you go. So let that drain down for a little while. Okay, so there's the, want to clean that off. Make sure it's nice and sparkly clean. As long as the washer's good. Now we're going to install that back in, and then we're going to take off the filter. Now I use this type. And I'll show you why. Because when you tighten it, I just put a little tape on this. When you tighten it, it has a claw effect on your filter. And since you're going upwards, it helps you take the thing off. So let's get in there and tighten this up and get that filter off. Okay, and so you give it a little tighten. Make sure it's tight. Wipe away any excess oil or anything so it doesn't drip. And now the filter, here's your pan, the filter is right up here. Now sometimes you can get it open. Here, let me see that for a sec.
Want me to get that angle?
Yeah, here. I don't know if you can see that. There it is, right there. That's the filter. That's the oil pan. That's the filter. And if we keep going, so it's kind of behind the edge of the license plate, right in line, right up. Okay, so as you take this off, it's going to leak oil. Now, you want to make sure there's a rubber gasket right there. See that? You want to make sure that that rubber gasket stays on this filter. Okay? Yeah, and you can see up and top. You want to look up and see if the gasket's there, but always make sure that gasket is on there, on that filter. Okay, well, I'm using Rotella 040 today, because it's winter time. I have some. I love Rotella motor oil. So anyway, that's what I'm using today. And now, I always top up this filter. Make sure it's full of oil since it's going upwards. And then what I do is I take a little bit of the oil and put it around the edge of the filter gasket right here, this rubber gasket. I don't know if they can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, right around there. Just put a little bead of oil around there. And then you're going to be installing it the same way you took the old one off. You just put it straight up and tighten it up hand tight. So usually you tighten it, bring it up till it tighten, maybe quarter to half a turn rotation, and that should be good. Okay, so let's get this in. There. So you bring that up in line and just tighten it on. Now this, I just spilled a little oil on myself, I think, from the rest of it, so use a cloth, just give it a little tighten, wipe it off. There. Now, it's tight, so give it a quarter turn. There, perfect. Now, I'll just wipe down the oil that's on the pan so it doesn't drip. And there we go. Now that's all we have to do under the car. Okay, now if you notice, we had jack stand, we're up on ramps, but always make sure you have a stand so you're not in danger. Okay, so we got the funnel in, and we're just gonna hit it with some motor oil. I like synthetic motor oil, but you have to decide what's best for yours. Some people like it, some people don't. I like Rotella. I usually use 540, but since I have some 040 kicking around, I'll get rid of that in my own personal car. See, on your cap, also, if you're wondering what gas or what oil to use, on your cap, it usually, you see that right there, 530? That, a lot of the time it's on the cap of cars. If it's not, it's in your owner's manual. So, give it a little sip here, and I'll just check the oil. Just like it to show up on the dipstick before I start it. Use a little more. Okay, so now I'm going to pull off the ramps and then check the oil. Before I pull down off the ramps, here's a good idea for you guys. Take a look underneath it, just to make sure there's no spraying of oil or anything. Yeah, we're all good. But it's a good idea just to look always underneath.
You're probably level.
Yeah, she's pretty close right now. Okay. Down a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to see when you put new oil in it. Perfect. Right up to the line. And see this? See the yuck on this stick? That's, I'm hoping, like there's a little buildup in the engine. Synthetic oil has a good cleaning ability, so I'm hoping that after a few oil changes, it's just like new in there. Perfect. So, throw the cap on. A little wipe. And guess what? All done. Now, that was a pretty quick oil change. This is actually pretty easy to do the oil change on. So, if you want to save yourself some money, you can pick up synthetic motor oil at a decent price in the store. And you can change your oil. Like I've seen conventional motor oil at like 15 bucks a jug, which would do a car, which like there's lots left over in this. So you can use conventional, you can use synthetic, you can pick your brand. This is out of warranty, so I don't have to worry what weight I put in it. But you know, if you want to be careful, just use what's recommended. Look on the filler cap, look in the manual, and you should be good. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks, Warren, for helping me out videoing this.
No problem.
And you guys be safe on the road.
Dirty Dave's Racing Hour.